Hey everyone, so this is going to be a different type of video. This is going to be my most vulnerable, my most honest, and if I can help one person, then that means the world to me. This is not intended to be a one-size-fits-all solution. This is my experience. This is my opinion. This is what happened to me. Okay? This is just me expressing to you what I went through. And maybe I can help someone out there. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental health matters. It matters a lot. I hope someone gets something out of this video. Bye. Hi. So this is going to be the most vulnerable video that I've ever made on booktube. And I'm hoping that if it could just help one person, then it's worth it. So I suggest that you get yourself a beverage. And get ready to hang out with me. We're going to talk some hard truths. Okay? Okay. 2022, I turned 50. And when I turned 50, my doctor took me off the birth control pill. So I was on the birth control pill for 20 years. And they're like, nope, you're that number and we have to take you off it. Okay, fine, whatever. Them doing that did something to me. Them doing that triggered something in me. So for the next year, as it was leaving my body and my body was trying to get back to normal, I went through hell. I went through absolute hell. Physically, I had some significant changes that no one, first of all, no one prepares you, okay, for what's going to happen when menopause happens. My mom's dead. My husband's mom is dead. You know, we don't have a lot of people to call on and ask questions to. They don't give women a manual for this stuff. So I started experiencing feelings of depression, feelings of worthlessness, feelings of lack, feelings of anxiety. And I had no reason for any of that. I live a very good life. I live a very comfortable life. But I was uncomfortable as hell. And I was in a really dark place. Really dark. It wasn't until June of 2023 that I realized something was wrong. Something wasn't normal. I was in full despair. And I was having thoughts that were completely unnatural to my nature. And I made the decision myself to get help. I made the decision to seek out counseling. It was affecting my work. It was affecting my friends. It was affecting my husband. It was affecting my dog. It was affecting me. There was no part of my life that it wasn't touching. I was clouded in a dark shroud, and I didn't know how to get out. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, but it's only natural. So I found a place. I found a place that was holistic. They didn't deal in medication. They dealt in talk therapy. Okay. And I clicked with my counselor like that. And she's been so helpful, guiding me through this. I'm making this video because I've come full circle. So, last year, I went to a different doctor for menopause, perimenopause, I guess, because I'm 53 and I'm not in menopause yet. My mom had me at 47, so I have the youthful DNA, I guess. And I went to a new doc, and she's like, "Why'd they take you off the pill?" And I'm like, "They told me I was too old." They told me because of a chance of blood clots and all that. And she's like, "Are you a smoker?" And I said, "No." She's like, "Are you active?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "You're going back on." "Do you have an issue with going back on?" I said, "No." She's like, "Research says that you can go on it safely until you're 60. You can stay on birth control for the hormones until you ride the wave and get through." And I said, "That's music to my ears." So last July, I went back on the pill. And literally, like that, my life started clicking again, you know? But know that I've done a lot of work up until that point, right? So I've been going through therapy for the last 2 years on a weekly basis to talk about core wounds in my world perspective that I had when I was a kid and how it relates to how I talk to myself. And wow, we had some great sessions. We're still having great sessions. Now my sessions are looking like, look how far you've come. I was diagnosed with anxiety and severe clinical depression. I never in my life thought I was an anxious person, and I never in my life thought I was a depressive person, but I was. I was stuck in executive dysfunction at work, and there were just a lot of things that I had to navigate through. And I did it without the help of medication. I did it with my thoughts, and I did it through my emotions, and I did it through my choices that I make every single day. The power that I have every single day to affect my life and making the decisions that I want is massive. I choose to be happy. I choose to live a full life. I choose to value myself. I choose to be worthy. I don't need drama, and I don't need to find love outside of myself. That's the biggest lesson. You have to pour into yourself first before you can pour into anything else. So this is Mental Health Awareness Month in the month of May. And I'm here letting you know that I have a mental health diagnosis. And I am the face of anxiety and severe clinical depression. And I am what it looks like when you put the work in, the hard work, dealing with the stuff you don't want to deal with. And staying consistent and making the changes that you need to be happy. We were meant to be happy in this life. Okay? We were meant to be happy. And I know how to regulate my emotions. And I know when I'm slipping. And I know what I need to do in order to get myself back on track. Those are tools in my tool belt that I will never give up. So I guess this unscripted, as you can tell, it's unscripted. This video is to let you know that if you're going through something, there's solutions out there. There's solutions for everyone. I'm not saying that my way is the right way. I'm just saying that my way is an option. Okay? I specifically sought out holistic counseling, and there was a wonderful provider with branch offices all over my community. They don't write prescriptions for medications. I didn't want to go on medications. I don't take anything except vitamins and Advil and Tylenol. I don't even drink much. Do you know what I mean? So that was a concern to me. But I know that's not the way for everyone, okay? I'm not saying that my way is the right way. I'm just saying that there's other ways, okay? But I'm here to say that 2 years later, putting in the work, I'm going to be wrapping up counseling, I think in the fall. We talked about it. My goal is for the fall to come full circle. I'm already full circle, but just now we're doing monthly sessions just to make sure that, everything's good. And I just found my joy again. So, if you're struggling with anything, there's no shame in getting help. Getting help means that you love yourself. Getting help means that you care. And you want to continue, and you want to find reasons to live. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And nothing has changed except me. The way that I see things, the way that I treat myself, the way that I speak to others, the way that I find joy in the simplest things, Being outside is one of my favorite things, and that's why I'm filming out here. I wake up every morning and I look forward to having my coffee, and I look forward to taking my dog for a walk, and I look forward to journaling, and I look forward to setting intentions and goals for the stuff that I want to accomplish. 2 years ago, I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about anyone. I didn't understand what was going on with me. And it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. What came first? Did I always have anxiety and clinical depression? Probably. I'd say probably. I was a very somber kid. I was a very, not dark kid, but I was a different kid. I learned how to be by myself. And my parents were from a different generation, But I loved books back then, and I love books now, that's for sure. So Yeah. It's important for me to come on here to talk about this stuff. Because if I'm going through something, I'm sure somebody else is going through something. And you don't need to find happiness in others. You know, I love my friends. I love my friends severely. But my value isn't based on our friendship, you know? My husband has been my rock through this whole thing. I scared him 2 years ago. I scared him to death. But he gets insights as to where I'm at, and I'm able to explain things to him. Like when something triggers me, I can sit him down and explain to him why it makes me feel a certain way. And then I come back up. So I can be really happy and joyful, and then somebody will say something, and it's just like, oh, and it triggers you. But now I have the tools to work through it and bring myself back up. Back then I didn't. I was just like, oh, another thing. And then something would happen at work, and another thing compounds on top of that. And I didn't, do the things I wanted to do today, and another thing. And just that negative self-talk and that negative worldview really took a toll on me. It was like compound interest. It just kept growing until I broke. And I wanted to end it. And I was serious about it. But I had one of those moments where, a little voice came in your head and said, "You're meant for more." So, this is supposed to be a happy video. So, if you are someone that's struggling with anything, if you're having more bad days than good days, if you're really down on yourself, or you're really tough on yourself, or you can't connect with your emotions, seek help. There's nothing wrong with it. Stigma is one of the worst things to happen. Everybody has a little touch of something. You can't tell me that they don't. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. But I'm pretty damn good right now. So, look, see if you have a provider local. See if your insurance covers. See if there's some resources. Self-help books are wonderful too. There's so many different things that you can do. My therapist learned from some book somewhere, and there's something that can match. I'm sure you can ask ChatGPT to give you a list of books that you can read. But having that personal connection, and even telehealth, we did telehealth too for a little bit. But having that connection with someone to hear you, a stranger that's not going to judge you. But it's just so wonderful. It really was the best experience for, it is the best experience because I'm still seeing her. I'll see her for a couple more months. But I truly am a different person than I was 2 years ago. Inside. And I was making videos during that time. I was coming on here and telling you what I read and what I'm going to read and all that stuff. Though there was a little part inside of me that was dead while I was doing it. And you could probably tell in my face and my eyes. I just wasn't there, And I'm here now. All right, I think I'm done. So it's Mental Health Awareness Month in the month of May. And I'm here to let you know that my name is MJ. I love books. I love drinking coffee. And I love being happy. And I hope you are too. Bye.